Hey everybody, thank you so much for checking out this video. It's your girl LB. Welcome to my channel, Watch With Me LB, where I give you fun, fresh, and funny rants, reviews, and recaps on my favorite movies and TV shows. We are back with season 3, episode 3 of the Gilded Age, baby. It is getting messy. People are manipulating. People is Big Bertha. Big Bertha is a manipulation station. She gets what she wants by any means necessary. That lady is just so scary to me. She smiles and it freaks me out. And that's how you know that somebody is like a force to be reckoned with, because when you smile, it's supposed to be a good thing. But when Big Bird smile, I don't necessarily like that too much. Let's get into season 3, episode 3 of the Gilded Age. Y'all, we are picking up right where we left off last week. The Duke is in the building and he is in Big Daddy Russ' office to negotiate a dowry, baby. They are trying to cut a deal. And for some reason, the Duke, who is broke, okay, is just really being real biggity about the large sum of money that Big Daddy Russ is trying to give him. The Big Daddy Russ is like, listen, you're poor. I'm the opposite of that. I'm trying to give you this money as a dowry. Take what I'm giving you and that's it and that's all. The Duke is like, listen, you are American. You don't have any idea what it's like to maintain a house like what we have in ye old England. No, it's not ye old, grand old. I don't know. I think I made that up. Anyway, you don't know what it's like to maintain a house in England, okay? It costs a lot of money. And so Big Daddy Russ is like, you're going to be richer than most people that you run with. So why are you even talking to me like we crazy? So they didn't tell us what was in that big chest. I'm assuming that's like his books, like his ledgers and stuff. I want to see it. I want to see if you bring in a big human-sized chest of things. I want to see what's in the things. I'm just nosy like that. I don't know. Comment down below and let me know if that's actually what that was, like his ledgers and stuff. I was hoping it was gonna be something more juicy. You know what I'm saying? Like a cheetah or like a peacock or something. I don't know. I guess I just figured he's British and he brought it over on a boat. I just wanted it to be juicy. I don't know. So they decided to go ahead and call it quits because they was getting real spicy. They was slamming stuff down and hollering. They weren't being very gentleman-like, okay? They decided to call it quits before somebody said something that they was going to regret. That was more so on the Duke's handler part. I don't know what his name is. Like his attorney, maybe? The attorney was like, let's just chill. We don't want to blow this whole thing. Everybody chill. We'll go to bed, okay? Big Daddy Russ let them people go. And as soon as Big Bert see they went upstairs, she trying to go get the tea. Mind you, Marion, Larry, Gladys, and Big Bert have heard this whole thing. Like they've been hearing the ruffles and the muffles and stuff, okay? So, you know, something is going awry, and Gladys is like, yes, she's very excited. She don't want to marry the Duke, no way. She's still going off of the promise that her daddy made to her that she was going to be able to marry for love. She's like, I'm a daddy's girl. Me and my daddy click tight. We be, we got to hunker down against Big Bert. He's not going to let this go through. So she's excited. Big Bert, on the other hand, is mortified, okay? Now, Larry and Marion, they just horny. They just want to get in each other's drawers, okay? And you know it's the Gilded Age, so even if they did want to get in each other's drawers, you had to take 15 minutes to undress, child. Anyway, so Big Bert go see what Big Daddy Russ talking about, and then Gladys go upstairs, and that leaves Marion and Larry. Larian. I don't like their names together, but whatever. Alone in the drawing room. I don't know what that is. And they start the smooching. You know what I'm saying? They start making out because, their loins are on fire. Okay. So, of course, you can't be alone in a big ass house. Like Big Bert maid comes in to get something and she sees them smooching, right? They were smooching, being fresh down there. Mary's freaking out. She's like, oh my God, that lady gonna call me a hoe and I'm never gonna be able to do nothing. I keep fucking up. And she kind of do. She kind of right. She, Aaron go home and tell Aunt Ada, who's in the bed, reading her little book or her little side ponytail. She's like, oh my God, Auntie, I blew it. That lady came in there and she gonna tell all the servants, they don't have shit else to do but be messy. And it's just gonna be a whole thing. Ada is like, if you marry him, then that's just that on that. I don't know. Like, you gotta figure out what's going on. So this could be big because she want Larry Mama to like her. And she probably scared of Big Bird just like me. So it's the next day and Big Daddy Russ meeting with the Duke and his lawyer again. So the Big Daddy Russ said, listen, it was a little sketchy yesterday. We got high-headed. I came up with a solution. I'm going to run it past you. We'll see what you say. Let's see what's going on. Big Daddy Russ said, I'm gonna give you more money. Okay, I'm gonna give you more with your greedy ass, but the money that I'm gonna give you, I'm gonna put it in an account for Gladys, and she gonna be able to do with that what she need to do with that, and you ain't gonna have to worry about trying to afford her because her daddy gonna take care of it. And then the Duke was like, fuck that got to do with me? How that's gonna help me? And then Big Daddy Russell was like, well, goddamn, what the, you see, at this point, you being greedy, okay? And I didn't like that either. It's a gold digger, and I just don't like how he was coming at this whole thing, because you're the poorest. Like, how you even coming at this rich-ass man who trying to give you a shit ton of money to be like, nah, son, you giving me millions of dollars, but I actually want more than that. Okay, but he's feeling that way because Big Bert done told him, girl, what, not girl, he not a girl, that's a whole ass man. She said, listen, we're gonna back the truck up, okay? We're gonna back the truck up and we're gonna go boop, 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 and it's gonna dump all the money into your lap. We got more money than we know what to do with, so we just gonna give you a shit ton of it. You just gotta marry my child. So Big Bert is messing stuff up for Big Daddy Russ, and that's not like them at all, because they usually click tight white on rights, okay? But right now it's a little sticky with the two of them, because, you know, Big Bert, you can't stop her. Big Daddy Russ say, you can go ahead and get up out my house, okay? And the Duke was like, shit, I ain't got nothing to do. I'm about to go by somebody else's house. I'm leaving. And so he go in there to Big Bert and say, girl, thank you so much for the tea cakes and the cucumber sandwiches with the crust cut off, girl. I'm about to go. And Big Bert is trying to like salvage it. She's like, oh my God, I hate to see you go. She didn't want to beg the man to stay because, you know, she don't want to look crazy, but she was damn near begging the man to stay. Gladys could not be more happy. Agnes, okay, now Agnes, you know, she's the poorest, okay, but she just got the facade of the wealthy, but she's actually the poorest, okay, and thank God her sister not trash, because I know a lot of people whose sister would have thrown them out on their ass, okay. Ada not like that. She said, Agnes, you can kick it. I'm just in charge. So Ada and Agnes are downstairs fussing because Agnes is not getting recognized for being wealthy, because she not. They put like a notice in the paper about who donated to this charity that her family's helped to found, and her name wasn't there because she ain't write no check, okay? So they didn't put her down. And so she's very upset because she's like, Lord, they gonna put me up there with the hoes in Newport, and what I'm gonna do up there? I can't be around with no hoes, you know, I'm sticking in the mud. I can't be up there kicking it with the hoes now. So she's just worried about how she's gonna be perceived in society because her name is not in the papers. And she's like, oh Lord, they're not gonna send me no invitations. I'm not gonna go to no balls. People just gonna forget about me. That was me. Put her some money in her account so she could write her own little checks and stuff and still keep her name out there. But I don't know if they thinking like that. Maybe they're not on the hustler mentality. I don't know. So Ada and Agnes and Oscar eating lunch, okay? And so Ada said, hey, Bannister, what's going on with the pledge, the temperance league oath that I asked everybody to sign, saying that you will not kick back and have you a beer after work, after serving me for 72 hours a day, okay? What's going on with that? Bannister said, oh, I think one person signed it. Like, Bannister was like, this, I don't get involved in this. It's been enough with the transition of power in here. Now you're asking me to give up my bill. I don't want to talk about it. Armstrong signed it. That pissed Agnes off because Armstrong is Agnes' servant. Bring her ass up here now. Okay, bring her up here. She don't want no damn wine. Let me see what's going on. So they bring her up and they say, well, girl, why you sign this thing? And then Armstrong, who, I don't know if I mentioned this, I can't fucking stand that lady. I literally do not like that lady. She don't have no redeeming qualities. I don't give a damn if she was nice to John later on in the episode. I don't care. And Armstrong said, listen, this liquor is tearing these people down, girl. They just be out in the street rolling all around, and I don't like it. Ada's whole thing is, if they knew how important it was to her, why wouldn't they sign it? Girl, I'm not giving my liberties away because it's important to you. Shit, because it matter to you don't mean it got to matter to me. Girl, relax, okay? Relax. You need a drink. You need a little drink to take the edge off, Ada, girl. You got your stick up your ass about it. I know she ain't mourning. I know, I get it. I'm just saying. Now what about Peggy? Now, you know, Peggy and her whole crew, her family then went up to Newport. In my mind, that's like an auntie. That's like her mama's friend or her mama's sister. They're staying with her. She has a house in Newport. And so the mama, Peggy mama, and auntie, you know, Linda, what I say that lady name was? I can't remember. Anyway, her name gonna be Auntie Linda. I can't remember that lady name. So Peggy mama, Auntie Linda, and Peggy sitting in the thing, and they having some tea, and Peggy get a letter from Dr. Kirkland. Dr. Kirkland done did his Googles, okay? He asked around about Peggy, baby. He done found out Peggy's in Newport, and he found out what she's saying. He wrote her a letter, said, listen, girl, I heard you was speaking down there at the Benevolent Society of Widowmakers, and I really love to come down there and see you. And Peggy's like, it's not a big deal. Calm down. Like, and her mom and her auntie, you know, Auntie Linda, they like, girl, that sound like something to me, baby. I ain't said nothing. You ain't heard nothing from me. But I'm just saying, if a man found out where you stand and you ain't tell him, and he write you a letter asking to see you, we gonna see about that in a second, though, because I got some stuff to say. Just put a little pin right there. Big Bird and Gladys have gone. They getting ready to go to the opera. Okay, so Big Bird in there getting ready, and she putting on her gloves and her pantaloons and stuff. And her maid, I think, what's her name? Andre? Yeah, her maid named Andre coming in and say, listen, Big Bird, now you ain't heard this from me, and I ain't want to gossip, okay? But, you know, I had saw Larry and Marion down there getting their smooch on. Their lips was connected and saliva was exchanged. She was being messy. Because, girl, you could have kept that to yourself. Like, what is the point of even, what is that going to even do for you? Name's still going to be Andre, okay? I don't even know. I don't know. Big Daddy Russ not going. And Big Bird kind of aggravated about it because she want to go with her husband and stuff. But her husband trying to take over the globe, okay? Pinky in the Brain style. She went to the opera and Miss Fish there. Now, Miss Fish, you know, she messy. Miss Fish, messy boots down. Messy boots McGee, okay? They see that the Duke is there. And the Duke is like over there smoozing with some lady with her titties out. And I was like, what? All right, I don't know. I forgot that lady name, but I know one thing: her titties was out. She had a little décolletage on display. Now Big Bird had to play it cool. You know what I'm saying? Big Bird, she couldn't really act like, oh my God, he over there and get with other people. She had to be like, oh, well, you know, we can't hog him. You know, everybody want to see him. We thought he was going home. That dude was like, shit, I'm about to go outside. I'm going to the club. And the club around this time was the opera. So then when they get home, Big Daddy Russ and Big Bird get into an argument because Big Daddy Russ is like, girl, first of all, I don't have time to be going to no damn opera. That's one. Okay, literally, I got money coming out my wazoo. I ain't got time to be sitting on my ass. I got to go make the money to spend the money to get us, you know, get us where we need to go. So Peggy and Dr. Kirkland finally get up, okay, and they go on a little promenade over there by the water on the cliffs, okay, and they got their little leisure suits on, girl. They got their little light linen fabrics and stuff, you know, telling her about all his stuff, and she telling him about his stuff, and they making little jokes and stuff like that. Now, I will say, Dr. Kirkland seems nice. What is that man named? George? I don't know that man name. His first name is Doctor at this point. I don't know. Dr. Kirkland seems nice, but he also seemed like he could be like a little stick in the mud. Like he could be very traditional. And Peggy is not a traditional kind of girly. You know what I'm saying? She done had 17 jobs already. She was living on her own. She was outside in Philly. She had a baby. Like, I don't even know if they know about all that, child. So, you know, Peggy's not a traditional type of girly. Dr. Kirkland seemed like a little stiff, you know what I'm saying? Like cold grits. I don't know. I like Dr. Kirkland for Peggy, but I'm a C. And I also, again, I'm going to put a pin right there because we got to get further down in the episode so I can talk about his mama because why I oughta. Over there by Messy Big Bird. She done asked the daddy of the lady with her titties out at the opera who was talking to the Duke, her daddy, to come to the house because she want to talk to him to see what's going on with this, you know what I'm saying, with the relationship. So he get in there and she said, hey, I saw your daughter over there talking to the Duke. What's tea with that? And the man was like, girl, I don't know. They cool. I mean, they danced together. They was at the opera. I don't know. Bert told him, listen, I already know that you was a semi-porous, okay? And I'm just saying, I don't know if you ready for that kind of pressure on your finances or whatever. And the man was like, baby, what you talking about? Your husband helped me out on one part of my finances, but I got other parts, baby. I diversify my portfolio, bitch. Okay, he ain't call it later. Bitch, I'm just saying, don't pocket watch me. Okay, I don't like that. That's very rude. And he called her out for it. I'm just trying to figure out if you gonna, you know, let your daughter marry this Duke. Because I had signed me up for a Duke, you know what I'm saying, to come on into the family. And the man was like, ma'am, my daughter gonna make her own self-choice. I'm not about to make that girl marry nobody. She got to spend 40 years with this person just because I want the person? No. He basically encourages Big Bird to let Gladys marry for love too. And Big Bird was like, yeah, all right, okay, cool. He don't know Big Bird like we know Big Bird, okay? Pause, okay? Were they flirting? I don't know. It seemed like to me, I don't know, because I don't trust Big Bird. Not that I think she a woman of ill repute and just be, you know, letting everybody grease her peach and stuff. I'm just saying, like, it looked like she'll do what's necessary to get what she want. And I don't know if that was like a little flirty flirt, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, women will flirt, you know, to get some things. Sometimes I don't know, because when they were leaving, she was like, can I have your card? And he was like, yeah, you can have my card. I was like, excuse me? I want to make a note. John and Jack are the same person. I had forgot that Jack is a nickname for John. Thank you, cousins, for reminding me, because y'all had reminded me about John F. Kennedy, also known as Jack Kennedy. Cool, because I was mad at Marion. I apologize, Marion girl. I'm going to look you square in your eyes, okay, as a fictional character, and tell you I am so sorry for being mad at you, okay? So anyway, so Larry and Jack slash John slash Jack are going to see about this clock. And they're not really having the best of times, you know, anybody have like an enthusiastic yes for them. So they kind of feeling defeated. So they go and meet with the last person, and the people are like asking questions and stuff. And Larry don't know. He don't know the mechanics and the wheels and the greases and the axles, and he don't know. So John jumps in. Now John got swag. Jack got swag. Okay, well, however you want to call him, the man got swag. He got the gift of gab. Obviously, that comes with having to maneuver your way between both of these worlds, right? Being the poorest and then having to navigate these wealthy people. You got to turn on the charm. And he's a naturally charming guy. So that he does that. And then on top of the fact that he knows about this thing because it's his thing, he's trying to get, you know, fill in the gaps where Larry isn't able to explain. And so it seems like it's going well, but people are kind of hesitant about this newfangled thing. You know, people don't really like new stuff. So he go home and he kind of upset and stuff. And out of all people, Armstrong with her raggedy, dusty ass gives him encouragement and is like, listen, these people got money. These are investors. These are business people. They're not going to just be like, yeah, boy, I don't know. Here go buku money to do this thing. They got to think about it. And it kind of helped out his feeling about the day that had happened that he looked so much forward to. He had his new little suit on with his little top hat. He was looking nice. So Armstrong was the one. And I was like, listen, that was cool, but it's still not enough. It's too little, too late, girl. I don't care. I don't like you still. Okay. All right. Peggy and Dr. Kirkland was on the dock of the bay watching the tides roll away. He had invited her to go to a party at his mama's house over there in Newport, and he invited the whole family. I cannot speak for anybody else, okay? Y'all know I'm from New Orleans. Y'all know we got a long history of like black people that pass for white. And then also the desire of black folk, African-American folk in this country to have lives of ease, to have access to money, opportunity, businesses, etc. That causes some people to behave like Dr. Kirkland's mother did. And also adding a little bit of I'm too good and I'm too snooty kind of behavior, okay? I have dealt with that my entire life, okay? I will have you know that in the year of our Lord 2002, it was my senior year of high school, I was riding around on Lake Pontchartrain with my friends one summer because gas was cheap and we ain't had nothing to do, so we just go ride around and just look at shit. We had stopped at the local Taco Bell and I had got me a soft taco with a nacho supreme, add jalapenos. And I was in the car with my friends, this person, that person, this person. Hey y'all, how y'all doing? We had went to this person, grandma's house, because she needed to get something. I don't know. And I said, hey girl, can I go into your grandma's house because I got to use the bathroom? And that girl looked me in my face and said, no, baby, you can't come in my grandma's house. I said, why? She said, baby, you too dark. I'm so sorry. Now, this was in 2002. You understand what I'm saying? That lady told me, no, baby, you can't come in here. My grandma will not let you in her house. This is a black lady. This is a black person, okay? She was very much like what Dr. Kirkland's mother was like. She don't fool with no dark-skinned African-American people. She don't even like us, okay? And you can see me. Look at my face. I'm not dark-skinned by a long shot. That lady said, girl, you better get your black ass out of here, okay? So I just felt... I was personally triggered by this next part of this show, okay? So they go over there to Dr. Kirkland mama house, okay? Played by the legendary Triple OG Felicia Rashad, okay? And his dad is played by Brian Stokes Mitchell, the Broadway veteran. Love the casting choices, all right? And he's very fair-skinned, right? So... telling Peggy mom and daddy about where their children went to school. They went to Howard, they went to Yale. My cousin was the first man that ever went to medical school at Yale, or, you know, my cousin, you know, just running names, like just check pedigree. Peggy's family doesn't necessarily have that, right? Peggy's family is very well off. You know, her dad is a professional. He's a pharmacist. They are running in the same circles, but Peggy's daddy was a former slave. But he worked his way from slavery to fucking pharmacist. And the lady's looking at him in his face like, oh, so I thought you was a salesman. You don't just be selling like little tonics and shit door to door? Girl, listen, you had better just relax, okay? It's not getting off to the best start when the families meet. Now, when this conversation happens, Peggy and Dr. Kirkland have gone to see somebody. So it's just the parents standing there together. The daddy seemed pretty cool, but see that old raggedy mama? Immediately no. Not only did she denigrate Peggy daddy profession, when she had used things from the pharmacist, Dr. Kirkland mama was like, so what's a pharmacist? I thought that was the same thing as like a salesman. Dr. Kirkland daddy was like, no, remember when you had got sick several times, I had went to Peggy daddy, I can't remember that man's name, and got you some stuff and made you feel better. So you owe a lot to him. And instead of her being like, oh, okay, thank you, appreciate it, she just kind of like diverted the situation and asking about if it's a family business. Like, how long have you had this business of yours? Oh, you knew money? Oh, okay. Are you fucking kidding me? Bitch, all the shit that we just went through as a whole ass community and you over here worried about what the fuck I was doing 30 years ago, mind your beeswax. And they have people like that as if me being where I am now and my value is predicated on what my dad and them did 40 years ago. Child, please. And I am very proud of this. And my daddy wrote a book telling his story. My daddy was born in a village in Louisiana. They did not have indoor plumbing until he was 15 motherfucking years old. They did not speak English. They spoke French Creole, okay? He literally had nothing and worked his way all the way up to a PhD, okay? And I have a graduate degree, right? That lady would have looked at me and my family and been like, oh, your daddy was born, all right. Excuse me, bitch. Like, that really had triggered me because I have gone through stuff like that. I'ma chill because my nose starting to sweat. That's how I know I'm getting upset. Chill, comment down below and let me know what you thought about that scene. I thought it was very, very accurate. Very, very well done. Oh, and I almost forgot this part that's still very prevalent. Ugh. When the Dr. Kirkland mama was uncomfortable with the situation because she had found out Peggy daddy used to be enslaved. She said, oh, excuse me, let me go see about the warden. You know, the warden is the lady that take care of the children. She go over there and fuss at the warden for letting the children play outside with no umbrella because they're going to get dark skin. If you black, comment down below and let me know how many times somebody done told you don't go outside because you're going to get black. Please, okay? I am obsessed with dark-skinned black women, like for real. Like, they be making me feel like I'm a lesbian when the whole time I know I'm not. Because if you ever seen a dark-skinned black woman any goddamn where, skin be oiled up and they have any kind of piece of clothing on, you're gonna be like, girl, what's happening right now? I don't even know. Like, I don't even understand. Like, have you seen a dark-skinned black person? Not even a woman, but I'm just saying, like, a dark-skinned person. Anyway, that had made me so, it was like I don't know. And I don't know if this is just because of where I'm from, but I really don't feel like I am. So I need all the colored folk down in the comments and let me, and it's not even just black folk. I know for a fact that I can't remember where that lady was from, but they got a word for it in Spanish, like Moreno. I can't remember what it is, but they got a name for it in Spanish, so y'all be dealing with it too. Look at my chest getting all flared up. I'ma chill. Now, Ada is very disturbed that didn't nobody sign this pledge, right? She trying to get her grasp over the house. She feel like people not listening to her because she the new money. Because once again, we got this new money, old money thing coming all over the damn place, okay? She bent out of shape. She missing her husband. She depressed and X, Y, and Z. So she go downstairs and she asked the lady, I can't remember her name. She the cook, you know, the nice one, you know. She said, do you think if the shoe was on the other foot and I was Agnes and Agnes asked y'all to sign the pledge, that y'all would have signed it? And she was like, I don't know. Like, she was like, bitch, don't get me in all that. I don't know. Ada started telling the lady how much she missed her husband and how she just wish she could talk to him again. And she just so sorry to be crying in this lady's face, X, Y, Z. The lady gonna say, girl, you know what? I got somebody that might be able to help you with your situation. Pause. Don't send Ada to no psychic with no crystal ball. They gonna steal all that lady money. You know Ada, she green. She ain't left the house but 22 times in her life. Lord, they gonna take all that lady money. What you did that for, girl? I ain't gonna lie, I'm excited to see where it go though. I don't know. It's gonna be like a lady. She gonna look like Lydia from Agatha All Along, child. She gonna have a crystal ball and boo-boo fabric and shit all over her room. I already know what it's gonna be set up like. And she gonna be on the outskirts of town by the railroad tracks. Shit, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. I'm excited about it. Again, my nerves about to be bad. And I'm gonna just try to chill so I don't get no flare-ups. Cause look at my chest, okay? I gotta relax, okay? Over there by Big Daddy Russ and Big Bird house. The Duke and his lawyer are back over there at the house. The Duke is talking to Big Bird. You know, Big Bird is like, listen, I hope you ain't come over here looking for no money because my husband made his final offer. That's it and that's all. And then the Duke started talking about how he had gave Gladys like an allowance and that's gonna be her money and whatever. And he's like, but I want that money too. Like, he ain't say that, but that's what he said. Big Bird gonna sit her ragged ass up there and say, listen, what God has joined together, let no man put asunder or some shit. I don't know what the lady said. Basically saying like, if you treat her right, you could just get her money too. Are you fucking kidding me, girl? That is your whole ass daughter, like your child. She literally used to live inside you and you just gonna sell her up the river so you could get this. Okay, Big Bird, now, okay now, I don't like that now. And then the Duke was like, for real, you think so? Gladys ain't standing a chance. Gladys did not stand a chance. And then I didn't like how Big Daddy Russ just rolled over and showed his belly. Like, he didn't even try. Like, he didn't even just be like, no, first of all, we can't afford this right now. And second of all, that's not what Gladys wants. And third of all, I made a promise to my whole ass child that we've been besties since day one that she could marry for love. I'm not about to just go back on my promise. He just rolled over and showed his little belly. So now everybody downstairs, because they're getting ready to unveil Gladys's portrait. So everything is working out for Big Bird because she wanted to unveil Gladys's portrait. I don't even know if I told y'all Gladys was having a portrait done. And they gonna announce the engagement at the same time. And Gladys and Larry walk in and Gladys like, what the fuck you doing here? Why y'all got champagne? What the fuck is going on? They ain't even asked Gladys. They ain't even said nothing to Gladys. Gladys just walked in on her whole ass life. It wasn't nothing nobody could do about it. Because Big Bird run that house. Daddy Russ and Big Bird in there talking to Gladys. Gladys is devastated. She boo crying. And they trying to like put this, you know, look at the bright side of your life, girl. Always look at the bright side of your life. Why I know that song? I don't even know why I know that song. I think I got that from a movie. I did. Jack Nicholson was singing it. As good as it gets. Boom. Anyway, so, you know, they're trying to say, oh, you're going to have all the things and you're going to do all the things and he's a nice guy and you're going to be able to have the influence or whatever. And Gladys has said 77 times consecutively. That means one after the motherfucking other. That she don't care about none of that. And then Big Daddy Russ said, well, just give him a chance. He a nice guy. Just go ahead and just, you know, just give him a chance and talk to him. So Gladys, poor ass, she don't even have no choice. She went in on that suicide mission. It was like she was going to come out of there and be like, nope, I don't like it. And then that was going to be it. Of course not. So Gladys go in there and meet with the Duke. And the Duke turned his charm on. I don't trust him. Okay, I just don't trust him. She and he have this conversation and it's very nice and it's cordial and he make her giggle, but it really don't take nothing to make Gladys giggle, child, because once again, she left her house 12 times in her whole life. She ain't never been nowhere. I strike that 7 times. Okay, that Big Bird ain't let that girl go nowhere, so it don't take much to make her laugh. He said, girl, we can come back over here whenever we want to. I like it in New York. We could come see your mom and daddy all the time. Yo, okay. So they come out and they announce that they engaged. They hold hands and everybody's all excited. So Big Bird done won the day. Everybody come over to see the portrait. The portrait is beautiful. She got the dress on that she wearing in the portrait. The portrait was very nice. It made her look very pretty. Baby, when I tell you, Bertha looked like she was climaxing. Do you understand what I'm saying? When they announced that engagement and she finally got to get what she was trying to get, that girl looked like she had reached the mountaintop, the peaks, you understand, with no valleys. I was like, calm down. Calm down, lady. She was like, thank you. Thank you so much. Calm yourself. You're not getting married, girl. You're not getting no title. Girl, I ain't like Big Bird this episode. That's what episode ends. I did not like Big Bird this episode. She's just a climber. She's just so aggressively, like, unabashedly a climber. Like, girl, at the expense of your own ass child. Like, ugh, I just hate it. I hate it for Gladys. I hate it for Russell because I know Russell gonna lose sleep at night And they had a little scene early in the episode where she was trying to give him that, trying to get on that yam and let that thing do what that thing do. And Russ was like, nah, bitch, I'm going to sleep. And I was like, that's the start of it. That's the start of it right there. We gonna see. But that's the end of the episode, y'all. This episode was very good. It was very subtle, but they had a lot of stuff in it that gave me, look at my chest. Made me upset and just frustrated kind of a little bit. You know what I'm saying? With Big Daddy Bear. And then Felicia Rashad, girl. Don't come up in here and I'm excited to see your face and now I'm calling you a bitch. Not you, Miss Felicia. I'm talking about your character. Comment down below and let me know what y'all thought of this episode, y'all. This season is good. And we only on episode 3. This is very exciting. I'll talk to y'all in the comments. Bye.